So, like I was saying, they're in the break room, the new break room, watching this video where basically they're being celebrated. But one of the weirdest things, the video had like actual real clip moments that we as the viewers saw, and they were at times where they believed they weren't being recorded or watched, but us as the viewer. I always figured, like, yeah, they're probably recording everything. So, yeah, they were. Anyways, after the video ends, Milchek is like, okay, so basically, it is your option, you, the any. If you want to stay, you can stay. If you don't want to stay, you don't have to. Well, I'll leave you guys here so you can discuss everything, and it's totally up to you. You have complete privacy. No one's going to be listening to you or watching. I wouldn't believe that. So he leaves, and at first everyone's kind of hesitant to even start saying anything. But guess who? Helly R was the one to say, "Come on, guys. Basically, he said there's no cameras. Let's talk." That rubbed me the wrong way. Her whole demeanor, this whole episode rubbed me the wrong way. I don't. Okay, we'll get back to that. So they start talking. She's like, yeah, when I got out, I woke up in an apartment and basically was watching some TV, and I did find a gardener, and I told him what happened, and he didn't really seem like he believed me, but he said he had a cop relative and he's gonna tell him, and I think we're gonna get some kind of help from you, guys. And Irving was looking at her like, what? And he actually called her on it too and was like, you said a gardener at night? And she kind of gave a glance, but it was kind of like one of those controlled glances. Like she wanted to say, shut the fuck up, but couldn't. So then they switched to Irvin, and they're like, what did you see when you were out? And he was just basically like, it's not our world. And he eventually just got up and walked off. And Dylan followed after him, and eventually when he catches up to him, he's at the door by the stairwell. And if you watch season one, we all know what that door leads to. And so they're kind of like tussling with each other, but not in an aggressive way. And he's kind of just basically like, no, you can't leave. Like, we did this together, we got to finish this together. It was a real beautiful moment. Actually, it really was. And you could tell that they all really do care for each other. And so while they're having their little bro moment, Miss Hong, she walks up and is like, Dylan, Milchek wants to see you. So that happens, and he goes back to Milchek's office. And Milchek's like, Dylan, my guy, basically, I got something I want to talk to you about. They go to this other room, and he shows him these schematics or plans for a Audi family visiting center. And he's like, yeah, you can get the option to visit with your Audi's family. It's a new thing we're setting up, but your crew members, they don't really have any family on the outside, so this would only pertain to you, and I wouldn't want them to feel any ways about it, so maybe you want to keep this to yourself. So that happens, and they all make their way back to the office, and as they're talking, guess who walks in? Hand claps. Irvin, he's back. And they're like, fuck yeah, we're gonna do this. And so they're in agreement. They're all in agreement basically that, yeah, we're gonna do this shit. And we're gonna figure out what happened to Miss Casey. And so they all get back to their microdata on the computers and doing their thing. And it's funny, as Mark is typing on the computer, doing the little numbers and things, a picture of Miss Casey flashes. But I don't think he sees that. I think that's just something for us, the viewer, to see. I'm not really sure. And then the episode kind of just. I will say this. I don't think that's the real Heliar. I think that's Helena. Helena, however you say her name. I think that's her pretending to be Heliar. Because there were just moments in that episode where she just did not seem like herself. When Mark and her were talking in the hallway, and the way she said, "We're nothing like our counterpart, basically, our other person." The way she said it, it was just with disgust. And it just didn't seem like Heliar's personality. It seemed like Helena's. And I could totally see that because one, Heliar now knows she's related to them. She's related to Kira. And so how would that work with them letting her back and her knowing that she's related to them? They would never let her give that information to them. Or so I think. I mean, we're only in the first episode. But it just seems so weird. And I wouldn't put it past them to try to have somebody there spying on them so that they could kind of keep their eye on what's going on in the moments where they can't watch or whatever the case may be. And yeah, I'm gonna just kind of like leave it there. It was a really good episode. If I have to rate it, I would rate it 1,000,000 because my little one is starting. I'll try this again for the next episode by myself.